Hi everyone, and welcome to another video from Fuzzy Goat Gaming. Today I'm going to be focusing on updating a few of my shelters with some of the new items from the new South America DLC. Don't forget, if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to receive notifications for my new content. Like I said in my last video, I'm not the greatest builder in Planet Zoo. I'm still getting used to how things go together, but I'm having fun with being creative and challenging myself with lots of the new items. I'm playing in franchise mode, which means that I'm also unlocking lots of different items as I progress, and I've unlocked quite a few new things in the last few days, so let's take a look at these shelters and see what new stuff we can update them with. So this is my zebra habitat. It was the first time I'd had a go at making a shelter from scratch and not using one of these in-game ones that they give you. I'm pretty pleased with it overall. It's just the roof that isn't great. I think when I started building it I didn't have a lot of the roof pieces unlocked yet, but now I've been playing a bit more and I've got the new South America pack. I think I might change it up to a thatched roof. So yeah, I'm gonna do that and I'll be right back. And here's the finished product. I had some trouble with, as you probably saw, with some bits under here clipping through the roof, but I've moved them down a bit and I've added an extra pole here so this wasn't floating on its own. But yeah, it looks pretty nice now. Around the back, everyone can see through. Yeah, looks a lot better than it was before. But yeah. So there's my new zebra shelter. I had another go at the anteater shelter today, but because I had it all rounded on this edge and square on this edge, but there was no pieces like these flat pieces in the middle. There were no pieces that were rounded that would connect to the round edges, if you know what I mean. So I've made it square. It was just easier to make it square. I couldn't think of a way to make these pieces join up. These pieces here, they don't have any of these that are curved to go with them. So unless you've got a completely circular building, they don't really work. So you'd have to be a bit more creative with that. So I just made it easier and made it square, and it's still the same size and they still all fit in there and they're still quite happy, so it just looks a lot neater, and you can still see into it on the sides here. So yeah, much better. The next habitat I want to do is the warthog one over here. I need to change their whole habitat so it's a lot smaller, because they have way too much space. Yeah, they've got like triple the amount of space, more than triple the amount of space than they need. So I might move some of this natural barrier, or add some of this natural barrier to make this a lot smaller and make a shelter. So yeah, I'm going to do that and I'll see you after. So here's my finished warthog habitat. Yeah, it's pretty good, I think. This tree is taking up a lot of their foliage percentage, but I quite like having a bit of open space. So yeah, off camera I completely got rid of the barriers over here because it was getting a bit confused with how much space they actually have. I'm running around. I want to click on you. Okay. So they still have a lot more space than they need, but they also can have a few more warthogs in here as well. I've had a couple die recently, and I did sell some younger ones that had just grown up off, so they didn't inbreed. So I'm going to be getting a few more in here anyway, so that should sort itself out. But yeah, they seem to be rather happy in here. So I built a little shelter for them. This is for from the African theme stuff. These thatched roofs, the curved ones, fit much better because they have middle bits that are curved as well. So maybe I'll start using these ones in the future because they're just a bit easier to deal with. And I put these cute little bits on top. Yeah, so they're pretty happy with that. And I love these aloe vera plants. I love adding colour to these habitats so they're just not green all the time. So yeah, that's quite cute. I've hidden their water and their food in this one just so they have a bit of privacy. I moved the door actually. It was over here somewhere, and I've moved it to over here because their keeper huts are actually behind these trees in here, so it would just be quicker because I feel like the keepers aren't keeping up with pooper scooping. And so I've got some enrichment items. Yeah, this time I decided to hide the forage ball away in the corner over here and use the rocks to break it up a bit again so it doesn't look so flat. So yeah, I got some donation bins. I'm thinking I will put another habitat here and kind of mimic this one. So the glass goes up across here and down so it's kind of symmetrical. I think that looked quite cool. But yeah, pretty happy with this one. The only other habitat I want to look at for shelters, I've got a tortoise shelter here that I built myself, which I quite like because it's quite low down because they're quite small animals and they can get under there. But these crocodiles don't actually have one, I realised the other day. So maybe, I mean it says that they don't really need one, but maybe I'll build a similar thing to the tortoise one and have it quite low down just so they can bask like up on the rocks here, so then the visitors can see them quite clearly from straight across the pond. So yeah, maybe I'll do that and I'll be right back. So that took me a lot longer than I thought it was going to. It was a lot more complicated. I remember back when I actually built this habitat, it took me a while to get the water right because these crocodiles are really big and they need a lot of space to get in and out of the water. And I remember struggling because he kept saying his habitat was too small because he wasn't registering the water as part of his habitat because he couldn't get in it. So that's why in that video you just saw, you can see me checking after every single bit that I place to see if he can get in this little shelter. If I do it here, just to make sure he can fit, which he can, and the little one can fit a lot more spaces, because otherwise he just won't use it and there'd be no point. So yeah, I had to make sure there was a big enough gap in here for him to get in. And then I did add some more rocks on the bottom as well, but it didn't like that, so I just took them away. But yeah, I think it's pretty neat. It does the job. The visitors from down here in the trees can see straight into it. So hopefully they'll go up there and get some shade and just sit so they can see from afar. So yeah, pretty happy with how that turned out. And I quite like the habitat anyway. It was the first time I was using water like this. And they've got tons of space. They don't like to have many housemates. So yeah, they've got like double the amount of space that they need. So I think that's going to be it for this video. I got quite a lot done. A crocodile habitat, shelter, and a new anteater shelter, and my updated zebra shelter, and a whole new warthog habitat. So we got through quite a lot today, and yeah, I think my zoo's looking pretty neat. I think in the next video I'm going to move the tortoise habitat away from the front of the zoo because the entrance is right here, just so, because they get stressed by the amount of visitors that are standing here. So I think I'm going to move them, I don't know, up here out of the way, just so, and put some more facilities here because the guests always seem to be hungry and thirsty and things. So, and have more of like an entrance to the zoo instead of just animals straight away. And then hopefully they'll come and use these facilities a bit more. So yeah, thanks for watching, and don't forget, if you like what you see, press that thumbs up button and subscribe for more Planet Zoo content coming soon.